got to do my internship with Little Hands Can here in Oregon. This picture right here is of two of my children. We were doing an initiative through the internship where we were trying to get people to interact on social media by using the hashtag #ThisLittleHandCan, and then we were going to put words on the hands, and we were trying to get the whole community involved to show us what their little hands could do. So this is one of the pictures that I took as an example. So how I found and arranged the internship was, well, I wasn't having any luck finding one. And I had asked 3 organizations, all of which said no, they were not accepting any more internships. And so I was already serving with this organization in my community, and I just thought it was worth a shot. So I just asked if I could actually intern with them, and it ended up working out and met all the qualifications for the internship at BYU, Idaho, and the rest is history. This is a picture of us serving at a food kitchen in the community that takes care of people who are in between homes. So here we were preparing Thanksgiving dinner. My responsibilities at the internship required me to show up to as many service projects as possible. Usually that meant at minimum 1 a week. There were usually more, but at least 1 a week. We would go out and serve at museums, we'd serve in nursing homes, we'd serve at local parks. It was all over, just all over the whole community. I also had to take the information that we had from sign-up sheets and put that into Salesforce. And then at the events, I was the photographer. So I provided the photographs for those who would post to social media, and then as we would apply for grants and stuff to get funding, because it's a nonprofit, they would use the photographs as well. I had to make announcements every week, sometimes several times a week, for any upcoming activities. And then I also had to attend board meetings. We would do some continuing education courses, and we would come and present that information as a group. We would troubleshoot ideas and talk about things that work, things that didn't work, and what we can do better, and how to apply new initiatives that we were looking at. So this right here is a photograph I took at one of our projects called Happy Helpers, where we serve in a assisted living facility. This was our friend Roger. We got to know him pretty good. So how did I benefit the site I interned at? Well, I helped ease the load of the board members as I took on responsibilities with Salesforce, as well as increase the social media outreach. I helped make the organization more aesthetically pleasing by providing heartwarming photos of the service we did together. In this particular picture, my daughter is holding up one of the hundreds of Christmas cards that we made for our friends who are in between homes. And on Christmas Eve, we went and took these cards as a group to the homeless shelter and placed cards on each one of the beds for the residents. How did I benefit personally from this experience? Well, I felt more confident in my photography abilities as it allowed me to shoot in different settings and situations. It also helped build my resume, and being a stay-at-home mother, that's pretty special. And it helped teach me how easy it really is to get out and make a difference. My children were able to serve alongside me at every event, which made it all the sweeter. So in the process, I was able to give rich, meaningful experiences to my children as well. This photograph here is of us at a local park helping weed and take care of the landscaping. So a while back, I remember taking a course about human development, And in this course, it talked about all the phases of life that we typically experience as we grow. One of the lessons that stood out to me was on elderly people and how age affects them. Usually the last thing to go for them is touch. Their hearing gets a little bit less strong, as well as their vision and their taste. And so it's very common for elderly people to reach out and touch a hand or to want a hug. They respond very well to touch. And the reason we tend to speak a little slower is just because the hearing is not as good. It's not because they can understand less. They still understand just fine. They just can't hear as well. And so this particular lesson was really helpful coming into this internship because a lot of what we did was work with the elderly. As you can see in this picture, those are my two daughters, and they are delivering a homemade gift that we made as our service project that particular day. And we went around and delivered them to the residents along with a special note. The little sock had rice in it, and you warm it up and put it around their neck, and so it helped them stay warm during winter. So my children got a personal lesson from me prior to the service so that they understood how to interact appropriately, how to be more patient, and why it's okay when our elderly friends reach out to touch their hand or hold their hand. Of course, I told them if they're not comfortable with it, don't worry about it, but don't be upset. Don't be afraid. This is part of growing and losing senses, and so when they have that sensation of touch, it helps them feel connected. So I really appreciated that lesson because it really not only helped me in the internship, but gave me a valuable lesson to teach to my children. Would I recommend this internship to other students? Absolutely. I didn't put any personal information on here for the person you would contact because it's her cell phone, and I just don't feel comfortable giving that information out here, or her email. But what you can do is go to littlehandscan.org. You can either click on the link. Well, I don't think you can click on the link here. But if you go to littlehandscan.org and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there will be a little option of contact, and you can send a message there. Or you can find them on Facebook or Instagram and send messages there. They're really good about responding. And the people who need to help you establish the internship are the ones who respond on those messages. So you're reaching directly to them through those. You don't have to jump through loopholes.